Greetings, beings. Jacob Martinez, Crystal Haiku Guy, Art of Love Dummy. Back with better sound, hopefully. Sorry, air signs, fire signs. Mea culpa. I was having trouble. My yoga mic seems to have stopped working like it used to. And then I tried with the Mickey Mouse ears. Sound check was good. And so I just got right through all the fire signs and air signs, and then later I couldn't hear it, and so I don't know, maybe the mic was just too far, and anyway, I felt really badly for that, and I really appreciate everybody for being really sweet about it. I know that you can share your time with anybody here, and there are amazing readers all over this place, and just the fact that you were patient and kind and wonderful, and some of you inquisitive enough to even figure out that you could listen to it with headphones if you turn it all the way up. That was really kind and generous of you, so thank you for being that mirror for me. I appreciate it very much. And anyway, I just thought I would do fresh readings, and that's what I'm going to do for fire signs and air signs for the mid-month part of June. And please only be watching this if you're somebody that is able to say they are considered a legal adult wherever you're watching it, because this is an M for mature channel. And also, I'll just say sometimes I just kind of say swear words, and it's not like I really think about it too much. They just sort of roll off my tongue, and you know, if you're somebody that takes offense to that, please know I'm not doing it to offend anybody, and also that it's probably going to happen, and so, you know, watch at your own risk. Not that I'm like hugely vulgar, but I can definitely go on a shopping spree with the words, so anyway, got that out of the way, and yep, basically I'm going to do my same 5-card reading. I start them out with an archetypal energy for the time period. Caroline misses archetype cards. They give us light and shadow attributes. Then for physical material, we'll be using Rider-Waite-Smith. For mental sector, Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland. Personal / sometimes romantic, Romance Angels from Doreen Virtue. Also from Doreen Virtue, we'll seal it up with an Archangel Michael prayer and advice. So that's what I got for you. Hope you enjoy it. If you did, like, share, subscribe, thumbs up. Thanks so much. See ya. Hey, what's up, fire signs? How you doing? Jake Martinez back. Better sound. I think you got the intro. Lighting some sage and can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Good. So we're gonna do Sag, Aries, Leo, and I have already shuffled very well, but I'm going to shuffle again. Put this thing down. If I have something to say, I'll pick it up. Or I'll try to remember to pick it up. some cards flew out, but there was probably like 8 there, so was the archetype cards. I try not to look because I get really ADHD and will just get very excited and try to read them all and connect them, and it will take hours, so we're not going to do that. But I can tell you I did catch a glimpse, and the one that was on top said mother, archetype of mother, but it's back in the deck. So I didn't read the lighter shadows because then I would have seen the other cards and I'd be reading them all. So please forgive me. I'm going to put this down now. And if it has something to do with your mother, they're just saying we should just stop and pray right now. So, or if you're the mother, and so I'm just gonna get a little sage here. We're gonna pray for all the moms. God be with you. God protect you. Alright, we'll keep shuffling now. Okay. Alright. Usually if it's like more than 3, because I have to sort of give myself rules, I won't try to read them like this, because it can just be like too chaotic. But there were 4. They're all backs up. 3 of them are in one stack off to the side, and 1 is by itself. I'm gonna go with the 1. And I will read it. Judge. So, as an archetype, that one shot out and kind of made a statement aside from the rest. So, that's how I'm going to receive this. And the judge says, light attributes. Balancing justice and compassion. Managing the fair distribution of power. Shadow attributes. Offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. Is that good? Do you want me to read the book? The book? Okay. It's right here, why not? Judge. Oh. Alright, here we go, fire signs. 4 keywords up at the top for judge. Critic, examiner, mediator, arbitrator. And then they've also given us 4 bullets in a tip. First bullet. Seeks to balance justice and compassion. The second one says, manages the fair distribution of power in any form, from military codes to marriage vows. The third one says, shadow judge manifests as destructive criticism, judging without compassion, as misuse of legal authority, or threatening others through association with the law. And the last one says, you don't need to be an attorney, judge, or critic by profession to identify. And then the tip is, look for a history of mediating between people and a lifelong learning process of developing high standards of justice and wisdom. And also make sure you're not being too self-judgmental. You know, I think sometimes we don't realize how critical we can be of ourselves and also others. So if you catch yourself hating on someone, like silently in your mind, you know, don't go feeling bad about it, you know, for doing it and be shaming yourself, because that's some self-judgmental bullshit right there, darling. But perhaps just peel it back a little bit and see what's underneath it. What is causing that disruption? There's something to pay attention to there if you catch yourself playing judge and jury. Okay? So keep it in mind. And gonna keep shuffling. Just making a little mess here. I'm trying to tidy it up. Got a little system. If I figure out a different rig here, sometime I'll show you my spirit board that's in process of coming together. It's been invoking itself. Okay, so when I deal these, I deal them backs up. And there's 5 decks. More sage. Sorry. This thing is really top heavy, and I'm trying to like prop it up on things, and it just fell. So, am I sorry? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Got a big ass cup of coffee here. It's got a big Buddha on it, and he's just like chilling over there with the Holy Spirit candle. They're like, "What's up? What's up?" Okay. Shuffling Romance Angels. I use these for personal / romantic. And 3 flew out. Looks like wedding, true love, love yourself first. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe somebody fell in love with themselves, realized it was for real, and called something good in, and it's gonna go someplace really good. Or maybe it's 3 different people, or some kind of combo. I don't know. But these look good to me, fire signs. I purposely split them up in there just in case. Excuse me. So sorry about that. I should mention, sometimes you'll see me like swallowing air or like pushing a belch out. It's like not to be gross. I'm not just like trying to be some gross guy over here. It's hard for me to explain that, but I think energies like pass through me pretty fluidly because of how I'm designed. And if I belch like that, I apologize. Sometimes it's totally, I mean, it's involuntary, so I don't even realize it sometimes when it happens because I'm just so used to like having to deal with energies like that. But yeah. And excuse me for 1 second. I think it sounds like there's some noise that's starting to move like this way, and I don't know if it's like a construction thing. I'm gonna go shut a window. I'm gonna pause this real quick so that everything that gets erupted that makes this camera wobble here doesn't give anybody nausea. And we're back. Alright, I only have one more deck to shuffle. It's funny though, when I was getting up to go close that window and some of the windows so we could run air. It's beautiful outside, but it's starting to get noisy out there, and we're just gonna turn on the air and whatever. Anyway, while I was getting up to do that, I just started hearing Julie Andrews, you know Julie Andrews, Mary Poppins, her voice in my head singing The Sound of Music. So It was really interesting. I don't know if that was just me. I'm a pretty happy person, and sometimes I get corny songs in my head, but sometimes if I'm reading too, it might be for somebody. And anyway, I was just hearing, the hills are alive with the sound of music. And it put a chuckle in my heart, so gonna finish shuffling. Alright, fire signs, what's up? Finished doing your cards now, and that was a pretty uneventful shuffle, so if you've watched this, God bless you. And we're going to go ahead and do this. Sag, Aries, Leo. What's up, Sag? Gonna flip your cards. How you doing? Ooh. How you doing indeed? Goodness. Alright, some Sagittarians are having a fun time, I hear. Enjoying the warmer months, perhaps. Yes, just taking this in here for a second. Well, that sage keeps going out here. Alright, can pull your archetype card. Spirit gave us the Hedonist card for you, Sag, for your overall archetypal energy for the next couple weeks. Second half of June. That looks like a good time. I don't know. Right? Maybe I'm a little bit of a hedonist. Slightly. So I'm going to go ahead and just read off the card for you. Light attributes. Inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. Celebrates the beauty in yourself. Sounds good. Shadow attributes. Pursues pleasure to the detriment of health. Indulges at the expense of others. So, know the limit, right? Pretty simple, no? Easier said than done. I'm just opening up the book here. And I'm going to look for Hedonist. This is a good book here. I highly recommend this deck to anyone who's into self-inquiry. So, at the top of Hedonist, they've given us some buzzwords to keep in mind. Bon vivant, chef, gourmet, gourmand, sybarite, and see also the mystic, which is actually another archetype that's also in this deck and book. And they've given us 4 bullet points here and also a tip. First bullet. Displays an appetite for pleasure in life, from good food and wine to sex and sensuality. Second bullet says, challenges the archetypal fear of being seduced and losing control. The third one says, parallels the search for spiritual transformation. And the last one says, shadow hedonist manifests as pursuing pleasure without regard for other people or one's own health and well-being. And the tip says, look for lifelong patterns of pleasurable indulgence, either as an end in itself or as an attempt to reach transcendent states. Know your limits. Because this is sort of just what it feels like. Okay? Next couple weeks, and that can be freaking awesome. And the awesome can keep on going if you know your limits. Okay. That's all I'm going to say on that, because I'm not like a judgy person. And I like to have a good time too. But, just make sure you're taking care of yourself and that you're not hurting anybody, or that, if you're having a good time, that nobody's good time is being done at your expense either. So, I think that's maybe all I have to say on that one for now. Showing up in your physical material realm, perhaps a bit of indulgence on that other variety. Note the cups. This is a 3 of Cups in the standard Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. I dropped it. Hang on to what you got. Be careful. Don't be sloppy. Have a good time. Looks like a good time. In this picture here, you can just get real literal with that. Like, you don't even have to read tarot to see what's going on here. What do you see? Fresh eyes. Even if you're used to this card. Maybe you're not. It just looks like 3 people that get along are having a good time. They're like out in the sun. Maybe it's like patio season. They're like, yeah, happy hour, right? So just have a good time, right? Maybe go for a picnic with your friends. And do something fun. And just know your limits, Don't drink and drive. Or whatever you do. This could also be, cups or water signs. So sometimes this could have something to do with people, person, apply to your situation. that has a strong influence of water somewhere in their constitution. Could be sun, moon, rising person with, you know, a sway of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces that you're interacting with. You know, maybe that's who you're hanging out with. And, you know, cups are of an emotional nature. And also there's 3 parties here, and I'm seeing hedonist, and we're all adults here. We know that this is an M for mature channel, so please do not be offended at me suggesting that there might be, you know, some experimentation with more than one other party. You know, it's hedonist season, and I'm here in Menage a Trois, so, and I don't feel like it's, you know, I'm not trying to be your taboo guy here, but, different people have different experiences, and some actually find spiritual ecstasy in some of that, and maybe that's a specific person I'm reading for, but I'm just getting sort of like a interesting sort of poly spiritual community vibe for somebody that is probably watching this. And I just saw it here when I was feeling into your mental realm using the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. This one here, this 9, says spiritual strength. And I really like this card. If we were referencing what this is generally in a standard deck, like a Rider-Waite-Smith, this is going to be your 9 of Wands. Totally different take on it here. Like the 9 of Wands in like this deck is it's a character, and apply any gender you want. I'm just gonna speak to a male person because that's usually how I see that image, how I receive it. It's more like a masculine polarity. But he's like had it kind of, but he's still hanging on. He's like sometimes just like on that last little bit of energy that you have before you just freaking collapse, you know, and he's like holding on to this wand. It's like the thing he's been passionate fighting for, and he's been like, it looks like he's been attacked or like beat down. He's got like bandages and shit, but he's standing his ground because he dug deep. He's like kind of waiting for something to happen, and it's like he's hoping he took the last swing already. And it's like all he can do to stand up is like he's like holding on to this freaking stick. And it's a cool energy, I think. You know, I mean, it's sometimes people don't like seeing it because it's so honest about the scars that we bear from the truths that we've lived through, even if we don't want to think about it and admit that, yeah, we've been fucking hurt. But it's not all it's about. It's really about the power of a renewed mind and witnessing for yourself what you are willing to stand for and what you paid in to arrive at that place where you are demonstrating your strength. And that's what this is all about. The nature of the spiritual strength within. What you acquire as you've been taking those knocks and getting sucked in the head by life. Or whatever's been going on. Maybe that shit that keeps you up at night, you know, because those swords, or those wands, are a lot like swords, is what I was intending to say. And that a lot of times it can be a stir of whatever it is that's echoing, you know, in your life, whatever is moving around and, you know, they can kind of act the same, keep you up at night. But anyway, I like this representation here and this being in your mind, because it's like whatever it is you're going through, somewhere deep inside, because that's like a person within a person there. You see that? It's like the holographic, one slice of a holographic view of what it's like to stand within yourself. But I also see two people, and celebrations, enjoyments, good times, maybe really good times, and something that maybe is being looked at. I just keep seeing some kind of poly relationship or something with somebody in this menage situation, and this being something about bridging a bond. And I just had to say it because I think it's like, you know, there's like a past life vibe going on for whoever you are. And it's really interesting if you're like doing that to help your partner in some kind of way, whatever that is. So it's very open-minded. Past life relationship is showing up in the spiritual material. Excuse me, I'm totally not talking right. In the personal / sometimes romantic sector, past life relationship showing up. So again, really spiritual implication and vibes for me with this. You know, that's just kind of how I roll. I'm sorry if I'm like stepping on your toes with how I express things. That's just how I experience this past life stuff here for me. You know, I think a lot of us are having an opportunity right now, because of how the energies are changing all around us, to reconcile brokenness within ourselves and within the hologram that we've all allowed and accepted and believed into being true, and taking a new look at how we can, you know, self-repair and fix things so that it's sustainable. It's kind of scary when you think about what might be happening if we keep doing things like the way so many of us don't seem to want to do it anymore. I feel like I'm having a really hard time talking. Excuse me. And I don't know what that is, but past couple of days, my guides have had me doing this like aqua chakra stuff. You know what? I'm not seeing it so much here in the cards, maybe a little bit. I'm feeling throat chakra stuff, and even if it's just mine, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a tuning here with the G, because I've got the G to G sharp here, because I was just using it for the air signs when I redid these videos. And I'm going to hit us with the G to G sharp, and if for nothing else, hopefully it'll just help me read better for you, because I'm actually here to serve you. So sorry about that. Hopefully that helped. We'll see. So yeah, past life relationship, really like kind of like spiritual vibe for me a lot. And okay, there's the throat chakra. Here we go. Yes, there it is. Look at her dress. He's got his hand on it. He's like clutching her, right? I'm sorry if I'm doing the gender thing here. The Fabio looking person I'm calling he, could be she, they, whoever. And the one in the throat chakra color dress, the fifth chakra, that I'm having a hard time talking about for some reason. It's really hard for me to say it. Fabio's like clutching her, I'm gonna say her, and like he wants her, and I think she wants him too, and maybe something came back, and somebody that's watching this or that's involved is really having to find the strength within just to stand for the situation, and maybe they're considering some things and using some truth serum to take it to some kind of place for whatever reason, and whatever makes your bum hum. But anyway, even if that's not for you, this like past life relationship vibe is really strong, and this can be a drug. Let me tell you, it can be a drug. It really is. Anytime you have a really strong polarity with somebody, it's just like magnets, right? That can be a doozy. And just even feeling that, even if you don't like go there or whatever, can sure bring out some tendencies with people and just some experiences in your body and in your mind that can really be maddening, because you're literally on fucking dopamine and like lots of oxytocin and like really feel good stuff that your body makes when you're turned on. And the thing about like past life relationships, you know, different people have different feelings. I'm just going to talk to my experience because I've had these. I had a really painful one that I went through 2013-14 with something like that. It felt like that. But the thing is, timing on those sometimes is a little weird. Like when they show up, like they're there to remind you of things and to teach you things about yourself and help you heal, okay? And not always there for you to, like, you know, be back with your soulmate or whatever, and we can over-romanticize it and try to, like, dumb it down. And I'm not gonna do that, because I'm not gonna fucking patronize you. These can be, like, being on drugs. They can. And they can also be amazingly transformative and sometimes painful. Like that Nine of Wands that I was explaining. Doesn't always look like this, you know. Look it up if you want. Nine of Wands. It's a cat just like standing there with a fucking stick. He's like bandaged, like he's been beat up. Like whatever it was, it's like on his mind now that he went through, and it might have something to do with that. Poison? Drug? Euphoria? And it's back. Maybe that's why there's 3 in the physical realm. And you just want it. You want what you want, you know? So you're leaning on your strength, going within. And this can also be sort of like a weird horny card for me sometimes because of the implications. I just gotta say it. We're adults. I'm looking at wands here. Even though that guy's dressed like a monk. I'm not here to tell you how to monk yourself. Monks can be hedonists. I'm gonna get some books for you and read what the spiritual strength card says in the past life relationship. There it is. Okay. Spiritual strength. John Holland, Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. This card is coming forth to give encouragement and remind you that you have the inner strength to complete whatever you've been working on. This final spirit card represents courage, discipline, stability, and persistence. You may be tired or weary from the struggle, but now is not the time to give up. Or give in, excuse me. But now is not the time to give in. Instead, tap into all of your inner reserves for that one final push to achieve the desired outcome. You've been through so much to get to this point, and even though you may have acquired some scars from the battle, you're wiser and stronger for it. The enlightenment you've gained will be an invaluable resource. You may also notice that you're experimenting with different things in your life at this time. All of these experiences feed your spirit and offer you knowledge for the future. And again, that's what it looks like there. This is a lower octave of the Hermit card. It kind of gave you, they alluded to that here, just showing you that monk, you know? It's kind of like hermit style, right? And you see that, like, indigo color. That's what they represent the wands with in this deck, which I think is quite fucking brilliant, because wands are, like, sometimes, like, just, like, raw potential energy, just forced fire, right? And not always, like, brow chakra. It's a good balance, right? Temper your fire. Keep it on your mind. Relationship. Alright. Your past life relationship card. You have known each other before. The romance angel sent you this card to explain the relationship you've inquired about. You have some unfinished business in conjunction with a soulmate from a past lifetime. This may involve forgiving someone, a joint project, or learning personal lessons such as patience. Soulmates recognize each other instantly. And this feeling is often registered as a sense of romantic or sexual chemistry. The magnetism that draws two people together can surpass logic, because the purpose of the relationship is healing and learning. Whether or not your soulmate becomes your life partner, you'll experience personal and spiritual lessons and growth as a result. Past life regressions can also help you uncover the answers you seek. Seek within is what I'm hearing. It's part of what this is all about. That's why it's a lower octave of the Hermit. Even though there's two people here, it's one within. Your answers are there. Exercise your judgment and your high mind, because these are freaking wands. They want to go places and do stuff. You feel like a hedonist, maybe? It's awesome out. People get really randy in this kind of weather. It's like bikini season. I get it. But make sure you're using this too. And I think you do. You're wise people, Sagittarius. You know, out of all the fire signs, you know, people can say things about the reckless tendencies or whatever and stuff, and it can all be true, but I think Sag is usually, you know, y'all are the ones with fucking precision, right? You're the archer. You got good aim. So exercise that, and you're getting an emphatic point on that from Archangel Michael, because he says, use your imagination and you'll see the answer. Your imagination. There's that purple color again, not indigo. Same as the one here. Right? And yeah, it's kind of a kick-ass picture. Do that. Like, whatever that is right there. Yeah, do that. You know, like, get on your horse and, like, be freaking mighty and victorious and take care with where you shoot your darts. Use your imagination. I'm gonna pray for you. Alright, gotta figure out all of this. Alright. Dear God, thank you for granting me the wisdom and creativity to see your miracles in new and unexpected ways. I gratefully and gracefully accept and appreciate your help in this situation. Amen. Alright, that's what I got for you, Sag. Hope you liked it. And if you want somebody to pray, hit me up. And if there's an addictive thing, because I gotta say this, yeah, there were some, like, other archetypes over the past couple months that made me kind of wonder about that. I had some curiosity about that. If you're struggling with something right now that you do want help with, please get help. You know, reach out. There's a lot of people that offer help and love to help. And you can help yourself and still have a good time. Okay, so it's like, I don't know what this conditional brain damage bullshit is that we've been brought up to think that things are like black or white. Where is that true? Ever. If you see it, you're probably not looking deeply enough. So if there's something that you need help with, you can still have balance and fun with your life and amend the thing that is maybe just out of proportion with everything else. Okay? It doesn't have to be all or nothing in that regard. Keep it in mind. God bless you. See you again in June. June. It is June. July. Alright, sorry. This year is going by so fast. I just can't keep it straight. So I'm going to light some more sage, and we're going to move on to Aries. Shake it, Aries. How you doing? I'm going to light your sage. Moving Sag's cards. Because I keep them backs up until I'm ready to read them. Alright, Aries. Y'all been working through stuff. On some kind of level. I've been feeling it. And I think you still need to talk about it. They're telling me that throat chakra shit that I was going through with Sag might have actually been for you. Maybe you have some kind of Sag in your chart too, or you're dealing with something or someone of a Sagittarian nature. If so, please feel free. Sorry for the wobble situating. Feel free to check out the other readings, okay? So your overall archetypal energy for the month. They're saying y'all need to, like, burn some energy. Seriously. I'm saging your card. Yeah, get some endorphins. Go, like, work that shit out, man. Yeah, I know you guys got, like, some energy to burn. It's, like, not expressed right now. and you need to express it. It's actually showing up in your archetype card right now. Second half of the month here, June. Athlete. And light attributes state dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower through strength of spirit. Sag is doing something like this too, expressing their inner energetic resolve, if you will. Yeah, I'm getting that. There's like a correlation for sure. But the tribes, like fire tribes, that's why I read y'all together, a lot of times have similar sways and things, missions that are going on. And because of the kind of work that I do, I look at them a little like that, sort of. But I'm definitely noticing some crisscross here, or some like adjacent sway. And I think that sport would be really good for you this month if you're into it. Second half of the month, go out, get sweaty, do what you need to do. Because the shadow side is saying misuse of athletic availability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. And that's what happens when fire signs got like pent up energy and it doesn't have anywhere good to go. So tap into your inner athlete, Aries, and you know what to do with it. I think some of y'all are feeling like kind of squashed on something though for some reason. Or like you're not doing it. There's like this inert feeling coming off of some of these cards for me, and I feel like, part of it is because Aries does not feel comfortable when they get trapped in their head at all. And it's kind of ironic because the signs might have different body parts that they are recognized by, and y'all's is the head. And sometimes it's because, like, the shape of your head, they'll say, or, like, because you, like, get head injuries, you, like, run into things where you're headstrong, you're gonna ram, you're a ram, you're a freaking ram. But y'all don't like being in your head. You'd rather run your head into a wall, is what I hear on some things. More like animal brute strength versus like wanting to be like stuck here in like the prison of the mind. And like there's like this energy here of like not feeling like you're expressing yourself properly for your needs. When I say properly, I'm not like judging you, I'm just saying like for the needs that you already know you have, you're not doing it right for you, is what I'm hearing. So how you like me now? Physical material realm showing up like the Knight of Cups, right? Something of an emotional nature. This is the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. That is the Knight in Shining Armor presenting you, or you presenting an offer. Something that pulls at your heartstrings, gives you the warm fuzzies. That swarm of butterflies in your tummy. Might be there. But I don't feel like this guy's moving anywhere is the thing. And I'm going to say that's my confirmation. They literally took it out of my hand and just like threw it over there. And they're like, that's what he's doing. She, they, whoever. Oh, upside down. What's going on? You have something you want to say. You need to go work it out because you're up in your head. And they're telling me that you have to get up and go to actually take that step. And if you're afraid you're going to spill your cup, put it in a sippy. That might be a person that you're dealing with. If it's not you, and it doesn't have to be, you don't have to have a sun, moon, or rising in a water sign to act like that over the next 2 weeks or whatever this unspecific general time frame might be. But if you did, or if this was an individual, he, she, they, in your life. They might have sun, moon, rising constitution and the water element. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, variety type individual, or how they're demonstrating themselves to you. Or vice versa, right? You. Sometimes I see this guy going in like too goofy, like, here, here's what I have for you, and spilling his emotions everywhere, but like, I don't really feel like that's what's happening here. I feel like this is a whole lot of fruitless want. Because this can be like endlessly poetic drivel sometimes with some people. Like it can just be ungrounded romanticism, going nowhere. And I only say it because in your mind you got the 12 sacrifice card from the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. This, if we want to do an AKA on that, this major arcana card is known as the Hanged Man. Ordinarily, this is a person whose arms are behind their back. They're hanging upside down on a tree of some kind. From one ankle, the other leg's just kind of like bent. It's kind of like yogic looking, and they're having like mental epiphanies and stuff. Like here, I'll say she, could be he, they, whoever. Might be you. It's having some like mental energy stuff going on. It says sacrifice though, right? So it's like her, their, whoever's arms were tied. Maybe they have this false sense of being tied to something, but it's like they're waking up to the truth about it. But she's not like doing a physical thing, like taking action steps. She's like being doused with like upper consciousness realm energy. She wants to make a decision. I think she like wants to like get up on her horse and go do something. She has a lot of energy that probably needs to be channeled, because this horse is not going anywhere, darling. Look at that. Especially if there's an artificial sense of feeling tied to something. And I hear she really just wants to get up and go. She was feeling sort of like drowned. Like there was something emotional going on that had her feeling tethered to it. And there was something beautiful about it too. It was supportive. It was giving her like some kind of sense of nourishment or nurturance. But she's like, I gotta go. How do I find the strength within to sacrifice and still be loving? And oh my FG, I am like, what do I do? I've got to go run or kick somebody's ass or like go to the batting cages and fucking smash balls. Or maybe express that with like a love partner. I'm not going to get crude about it, but there's like bondage here and like emotions and like physical prowess and some spiritual bonds possibly. And so, it can have different implications depending on which Aries you are. But if you're like in a safe, committed thing, express it with your partner. Don't be withholding from yourself and them. And if you need to have a freaking talk, have a freaking talk. Have a talk. Heart-to-heart conversations coming up. Your personal romantic sector. And so, like, even if that's not like a partner thing, maybe there's something else that you're like hanging on to. It's like artificially making you feel like you're too involved to maybe take the step you need to because of something. but you want to. I think you've even gotten in your car and like proceeded to do something, or like whatever that symbolizes to you. Like, this person got up with a good attitude and got their cup of coffee or their tea or their kombucha or their jun or whatever they're drinking, put on some good clothes, their hair's looking good, they got their minds psyched out, but maybe they were a little blocked, you know, like this thing's on their freaking head, and they're a little blocked, and I'm like, shit, now what do I do? Am I gonna go through with this? I really need to express myself. Why am I not expressing myself? I gotta get out of this fucking water. I feel like I can fly, but why do I feel like something's holding me back? But sort of knowing nothing's really holding her back, right? What's holding you back? Be honest with yourself. Talk to yourself, Aries, if you ain't got nobody to talk to. If you need somebody to pray for you, hit me up. My email address is below. I do that. Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. And I think you need to do it, because Archangel Michael is also saying positive thoughts create positive results. Boom. Balance your chakras too. Look around here on YouTube. There's like really good sound therapy for like balancing your chakras. Just a hit. I'm gonna pray for you. Here we go. Aries, this is for you. Right. Divine love and wisdom, I call upon you now. I know that my mind and emotions are eternally and continuously connected to you. I ask my higher self to be aware and conscious of the love and light that is with every person and situation. Amen. Alright, Aries, that's what I got for you. I hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up, share, subscribe. If I don't hear from you, I'll see you in a couple weeks for the July readings. Take care, God bless. We're going to do Leo here in a second. I had to rearrange some things. I'm just putting the cards away and going to light some more sage. Still trying to get used to using this thing. It's like really a lot larger than I want it to be. And if I could get it to pick up my voice at the 8 to 12 inch range that it states that it does work best at, which I have to contentiously disagree with, I wouldn't be clutching it like Brandy. But having said that, I'm just going to clear the board off here a little bit from Aries. And we're going to get started with you, Sag. Leo. Leo, we started with Sag. We're going to get started with you, Leo. All right. There's a lot of activity going on here, Leo. Interesting stuff here. Your overall archetypal energy for the second half of June here is the Thief couple of the other signs have been getting this over the last couple months too, so I feel like this energy has been moving through in some kind of way and touching a lot of people I've been reading for. But hopefully you can see that image of the thief there. And the light attributes state sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. Shadow attributes are stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. And there's a lot of like family dynamic energy coming up with this too, and I'm being told that there's something going on with some kind of like estate or I don't know, some kind of family arrangement. Maybe it was something to do with a marriage, but somebody's like dealing with, I don't feel like it's new, I feel like it's something old that's been going on, and like the resolution of something that might feel like a theft to somebody, or just an imbalance of how that was reconciled. Something feels kind of hung up. I'm hearing litigation, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pull from the book here. Caroline Miss, archetype cards. Alright, they gave us a few buzzwords to keep in mind here for the next couple weeks. Leo, swindler, con artist, Robin Hood. And 4 bullet points. First one says, should be evaluated from its symbolic meaning in the emotional and intellectual arenas, including plagiarism, stealing ideas, and even affection. Second bullet point says, implies the need to earn self-respect by taking what isn't yours because you lack the ability to provide for yourself. And the third one says, prods you to learn to generate power from within by alerting you when you're in danger of losing faith in yourself. And the last one says, shadow thief doesn't steal out of actual need such as starvation, but out of perceived need, like shoplifting items that one can afford to buy. And then it gives a tip to look for a continuing pattern of expropriating from others, materially, intellectually, or emotionally. I just heard that song, like, go on, take the money and run. Who is that? Is that like Steve Miller Band, right? Go on, take the money and run. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. And this is what's showing up in your physical material realm. Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. Oh, that fiery redhead there. With her head on fire. Might have run off with your money. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's you. Okay, this is definitely a fire element showing up, so it could be you. Could be someone you know. Or like the way something happened quickly. Or is happening. That's sort of like passionate energy that can also become furious sometimes, I think. And this is what's showing up in your physical realm. So, whether it's you or someone else, that person or individual might have a tendency to exhibit fire-like qualities, might even have a sun, moon, or rising in one of the fire element signs, Leo, Sag. Aries, yeah, Aries. Definitely could be an Aries. And, you know, those could definitely be together here. Like the thief, right? Maybe this is just like feeling pissed off. Something happened, you feel like something got taken. You're like angry, you know? But if you're angry even, they're showing up upright. A lot of people have been showing up like this in the second half of this month, which had actually kind of surprised me because, like, the way I'd cleaned my cards and was shuffling, I thought that they were all upright, and evidently a ton had made it reversed, and this is not one of them. If it was, this is kind of a pissed off character, and if it was showing up like this, I would probably just be like talking to you about how you're being motivated, and like just looking at that to make sure that you're like representing yourself the way you really want to be. But you're showing up like this, so even if you're fucking pissed off, I'm guessing you're in your right mind. Maybe you have a very good reason to be freaking pissed. I'm gonna skip the mental part real quick and just jump to the personal romantic. I don't find this romantic at all. I'm gonna tell you, this is like one of the least romantic cards I've ever seen in my life for a romance deck, and that's because they're not all romantic. Sometimes they're about the shit that gets in the way and stuff that we have to deal with. It's just personal. This is healing family issues, and I think that might have to do with that vibe I was getting before about something being taken or like blocked. You might have to forgive your parents or whoever is like dogmatizing your life. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Mental sector, John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. This is normally the Eight of Pentacles if we were looking in the Rider-Waite-Smith. This one says positive movement forward, Eight of Pentacles. This has to do with money. That's normally like a really good card for me. That's like somebody that's like working their ass off and they love it. They're like doing something that they love and they're like just nose to the grindstone, making it beautiful, putting their passion to work. And this one says that it's taken off. But it also says just being next to all this family stuff and the thief and then this like person that can sometimes be a shady douchebag sometimes. Let's be honest. This can be a shady character. Usually when they show up like that, right? But it's saying positive movement forward, but I'm also hearing like, you know, watch your coins. Watch what you're working for. Put it to work for you. Be smart. You've learned a lot. Especially if you're dealing with some crap that you're like emancipating yourself from in some kind of way. You're healing from it. And you know, it's getting better. Even if you feel like someone ripped your freaking heart out. And they were shady. Maybe you were. I don't know. But even if it is, they're saying that you're making a positive way forward. So maybe you just learned something. Maybe some shit was done to you when you were little. They taught you to be a certain way because they were cramming you in that box, and you realize some of your motivations are not really representing you the way you want. And you're like, I'm done. Pissed off. It sucked. But I learned. I am upright. I am not ill-dignified. This fire under my ass is taking me where I want to go. And there's positive movement ahead because I have been working my ass off. And now I have a beautiful boat and I'm going to sail off into the sunset. And it's going to be magically delicious. Heal your family issues. Focus on divine and perfect health. Redirect your focus. Especially if you got some bullshit going on. It's like a fire in your brain. Your head is on fire. Family can do that, right? They can be infuriating, can't they? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. My family, love them. Some of the most painful, horrifying lessons I've ever had to learn have been because of my relationships with my family. And that is probably the case for about most people that I've spoken to, at least. I won't try to come up with a false percentage for you on that because I don't have one. You know if it's true for you, don't you? And they're not there to make your life perfect, you know, in like the ways that your ego wants them to. They're there to be your soulmates. And soulmates sometimes fucking suck because of the shit that you have to go through. But where did this illusion come from that we're supposed to love everything that happens to us, and that if we feel something that's inconvenient, that's somehow bad or wrong, and that we shouldn't be dealing with that, and that, you know, Hollywood's image of life is not what we have and we're somehow broken? Fuck that. It's bullshit. Shift your focus. Pay attention to your needs. Take care of yourself. You've been working. You know it. You've been working on something. And you know what? They can hurt you the worst. Because they know where those buttons are that nobody else does. And I don't think they always mean to push them, but sometimes they do. And you just gotta tune that shit out. Forgive them for what they have done, whether they knew it or not. And even if they did, and something was taken from you that was not theirs to take, I'm going to encourage you to shift your focus on your own perfect health, your divinity, and the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. Your essence, your chi, your birthright, who you are, can never be taken from you. Forgive yourself for the things that you've experienced that maybe you weren't well equipped enough to deal with the way you would like to now. Having known, you didn't know. If you knew, it would be a different story now, wouldn't it? Because you wouldn't have gone through that. But you didn't know. So sometimes healing the family issue is giving yourself forgiveness. Start there. If you can't forgive them, forgive yourself for participating in the thing that you didn't have better control over at the time. Positive movement forward. Look at that beautiful horizon. Something you've been working for can set you free. You got a ticket out of that bullshit if that's the case. Keep your head there inside of you. Even if you think somebody ripped your heart out, that's fake. It was an illusion. That wasn't real. See that? Sometimes when I see this, I think about, like, yeah, I get that image. Have you been to New York? You know, I'm just going to pick on New York. I was born in Brooklyn. I can talk about it. You know, those cats, you know, selling shit at the subway, you know. It's comical, you know. They got the Rolex watches. It's not a real Rolex. Whatever was taken sucked. But your real heart is still with you. And it might have gotten kicked by the people you trusted most, who you should be able to be vulnerable with. Maybe they fucked it up. Forgive yourself. Focus on your own divine and perfect health. I'm going to pray for you. Alright, Leo. This is for us, because I got a moon in Leo too. I feel you. I'm praying for you. God and Archangel Michael, thank you for continuously reminding me to focus upon perfect health, and for guiding me in my actions so that they support my well-being. Amen. Hey, if you want me to pray, hit me up, alright? My email address is below, and I hope this helped. If it did, you know, let me know. Like, share, subscribe. If I don't hear from you, I will be back with your July reading soon. I can't believe we're like halfway through the year. Holy crap. It's moving fast. Hope y'all are alright. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in.